Why is there no milk on Bant? Because they're lactose intolerant. I wanna fucking die. So last week I made a video about creeps in game stores and it was received.
I hope you guys understand that I just need some time now.
And one of the things that I mentioned in the video was that if you are in a situation where you are at a game store with a bunch of creeps, that you should, you know, go to a different game store. How do you know what game stores are good? You listen to your good pal Sickly. Okay, so first of all, the main reason why you're going to be going to a game store ideally is to buy something. So, number one, you want to make sure that there's good product. So when I say good product, I don't just mean, oh, they have good cards. We're talking about having a good variety of items. We're talking about having good prices. We're talking about good organization. Organization is probably the one thing that gets the least amount of recognition. Oh, thanks. If a store is really good and organized, it makes everything so much easier. You go like, hey, I want a Tempest blood pet. They walk over to the Tempest binder, flip through, they go into the black section, they go into the B's, and they're like, oh, there's none. Please stop asking for them every single day. I'm gonna get them all. But that is, it's something that is really, really underrated. I mean, yeah, you want to make sure that they have like good deck boxes, they have good sleeves, they have this, that, and the other. You want to make sure that they have, you know, every iteration of the card that you're looking for and at a reasonable price. But if they can't find it, that's a problem. So the second thing is good staff. I would say the staff can really make or break a game store, especially if you're going there pretty often. Eventually you're going to develop friendships. These are real people, people who share your interests, people who you're going to be hanging out with a pretty decent amount. So why not get to know them a little bit better? And hopefully they'll want to get to know you too. So for example, one of my friends, Nia, he works at one of the game stores that I frequent pretty often, but we also play pretty often as well when he's not working. It's something like that that the store feels less like a business and more like, I don't know, more like a place to meet up with friends and have a good time. I still, every time I go, I try to buy something because, yeah, it is still a business. They need to make money somehow, but am I saying that it needs to just be completely clinical and like nobody talks to anybody? No, that's bullshit. Make friends. You can't really play Magic by yourself unless you're gold fishing. But why would you go to a store to goldfish? Man, like if you're gonna play with yourself, do it at home. So the third is frequent events and events of variety. To be honest, isn't really my thing. I tend to not want to do many like competitions and stuff like that. I don't really like to play too many other formats aside from EDH, unless like it's specific circumstances. But bringing in different events are going to bring in different players, which is going to expand your player base, which is going to expand your customership, and ultimately it's going to be a good time. Having it posted as well is something that's really important. You don't want to just have to have customers remember by like word of mouth. You want to have like a calendar like near the front. It's just like this, we're doing this on this day, we're doing this on this day, da 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 da. It's a good way to bring repeat customers. Space and cleanliness. I'm putting those two together. The store itself is very, very important. Can you stop with the beeping? Beep, 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 beep. Thank you. When the space, like with the space, there's a lot of different variables that are really important. You want to have enough table space. You want to have enough chairs. Ideally, you want to have chairs that are pretty comfortable too, because people are going to be spending a long ass time there. You want to be in a good location. There was a store in Toronto, anybody from the area knows, was downtown. Very wonderful location, very easy to get to. Recently moved, and I love this store. It's a good store. They have amazing stock. They have like everything that I've brought up so far and things that I'm gonna bring up. But the location is so bad. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna go again. And like this was probably like my second favorite game store. Location is so important. Another thing is cleanliness. Obviously a decent amount of this is about the player base, and you know what? That actually says a lot about the players too. If there's just like empty packs left on the table, if there's just garbage thrown around, it means that maybe the players aren't the nicest people. AetherHub, actually, we were talking about it on Twitter. He mentioned that he chooses ones with clean bathrooms because not only does it say about the people who go there, but also the management. Because yes, it's not entirely the customer's job to keep the store clean. It's also the employees. So if the place is nice, if it's dusted, if it's swept, if the floor isn't dirty, it's a good time. So just the store in general is important. And last but not least is food. Usually if you're gonna be at a game store for a while, you're gonna wanna eat. You're gonna get hungry. You're gonna wanna have some snacks. You might wanna go like grab some Burger King, come back, come play. Might want to drink a hot drink. Girl loves her tea. And you're gonna want a store that is going to provide you with some snacks. Usually just like chips, candy, some drinks. Oh, at that, I will accept it. That's all that you really necessarily need to have. But you also really need to let people bring food in. There is a store, which will remain unnamed, that does not let you bring food in at all. And it's because they do serve their own food, which fine, respect. But you're not a game store, you're a restaurant then. Just my personal opinion. So are there stores that get this all right? I would say so, and I would say that is what makes these particular game stores so amazing. There's so many other factors as well. The people there, the games that they play, etc., etc. But that's not necessarily things that are under the management's control. So I'm gonna leave them out. Maybe if I forgot something, leave it in the comments. I'm down to see. A piece of rice in my retainer. It sucks. Finding a good game store is really, really important because this is where you're going to be spending a lot of time, spending probably a lot of money, unless you're using fake cards. I would love to hear from you though. What else makes a game store great? Does good decoration count to you? Does a cute staff member help? Do you get handed a signed foil Liliana of the Veil every time you enter the game store? If you do, let me know where that is because your boy wants a lot of them. And if you don't really go to local game stores, tell me why. Are there just ones that aren't close by? Are the ones close by shit? I would love to know. Because a bitch loves to read comments. Never reply to them though, because I'm lazy.
You're an excuse. I have no excuses. I'm only here to say that I'm so sorry.
I am gonna head off. Next week's video I've got planned out is actually gonna be pretty fun. If you guys liked my drinking and reading cards that I've never seen before videos, it's not one of those. But I think it'll be pretty decent. All right. I'm gonna head out. I have to leave for work soon. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and bye!